At the U.S. Supreme Court, it was a clash between national security and free speech, and at the center of it all was the popular app TikTok. The app is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance. In April, Congress passed a law requiring the company to sell TikTok by January 19th. If they did not, then the app would be banned in the U.S. The law passed with broad bipartisan support, and today it seemed the judges favored the law, meaning the clock could be ticking for the smartphone app. And joining us now is attorney Jeff Lewis, a First Amendment attorney. Jeff, good to be with you today. We appreciate it. First, your take on today's opening arguments. What struck you the most?
It was not a good day for TikTok. What struck me the most is there were 4 votes to take this case up by the Supreme Court. I was ready to hear 4 justices saying things and asking questions suggesting they were going to strike down this law. And I didn't hear that today.
Yeah, Jeff, let's talk about this potential national security threat and the argument there. Talk to us more about that.
Yeah, in First Amendment jurisprudence, national security or national offenses usually trumps the First Amendment. Usually that is a way to support government censoring of speech. But in this case, there's a little question about whether or not China has ever actually asked TikTok to actually spread disinformation. So there is a little bit of uncertainty on this question of national security.
Yeah, and I know that Chief Justice John Roberts was doubtful that this was a First Amendment issue, saying that Congress didn't care what was expressed on TikTok, but only who owned it. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, if I could summarize the questions of the justices on that point today, it would be, this isn't a free speech case. This is a who owns TikTok case. It's not regulating the content of what you say. It's regulating who owns TikTok.
Yeah. In his first administration, President Trump, as we know, was against TikTok. However, now he's asking the Supreme Court to delay ruling until he takes office on January 20th so he can reach a, quote, political solution. How do you think this will play out?
That suggestion didn't get much airtime today in terms of the questions by the justices. But here's the reality. The president, through his subordinates, enforces the laws in the United States of America. And so how I see this playing out is if this law is upheld by the Supreme Court, Trump could choose for a time to not enforce the law and give himself time to make a deal to resolve this case.
Yeah, and remind us again, before we let you go, January 19th is getting closer, and that's the deadline. What exactly will happen then?
Well, that's a big question. You know, TikTok's lawyer said the app goes dark on the 19th. I don't know if that's the case, but certainly companies that do business with TikTok and support the app will be putting themselves in legal peril on January 19th if the ownership hasn't changed for the app.
All right. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for weighing in, for your insights. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.